Waiting to go live. A mic showing up? Oh yeah, mic showing up. We got some music. Turn the music down just a little bit. Looks like I'm live. So, I know it's been a minute. Ran into some issues with printed parts and deciphering what parts this kit came with. I don't have a ton of time tonight, but I do want to get a video recorded about the Mini StealthBurner. So that's what I'm going to work on real quick, just so that my little bro can see what he's supposed to be doing. If I have some time at the end here, I'll give a quick rundown of the printer, where we are, some problems that we had, but we need to get this Mini StealthBurner going. So let's do that. I have my parts laid out here. I printed all of this stuff and had it just kind of set together. Drew there, if you're watching this, this was just kind of set together. All of the pieces were where they're going to go, just not fastened. In addition to the printed parts, we're going to need the stepper motor. I don't know if we're going to need this micro switch. This is for the X end stop. I'm not sure where that goes yet. We'll need this little container of hardware. This is the extruder bits that are going to go in the Mini StealthBurner. We're going to need our hot end. In this case, it's a Fadis Dragon High Flow. This was an upgrade in the kit, so we're going to go with that. We need the little pigtail for our clicky. We're going to need our 2 part cooling fans. And then this is labeled a controller fan, but I'm pretty sure this is our hot end fan. And then we're also going to need a Y splitter for these 2 part cooling fans. And then we're going to need our tool head board. In this case, it's a can board, EBB 36 can from Big Tree Tech. This is going to be, I've never set can up before, but this is going to be used to simplify our wiring. We're going to need that today. I have the instructions pulled up here on the screen, and I believe we're going to start with some heat set inserts. Yes, looks like, well, actually, before I do that, I'm going to address some parts real quick. Any place where 2 parts are going to go together, you want to make sure that there's no little lumps. Like, I don't know if you can see this. You can see how there's like little bits of plastic that are just kind of a little bit higher than the surface. I'm just going to take one of these little nail files. These are cheap. And just make sure all of those high bits are no longer high. Doesn't need a ton. You don't want to take away material that's supposed to be there. Just any place where that extruder lifted up a little bit, or the hot end lifted up while they were printing. And make sure those are taken down, just so that the parts meet up nicely. This actually looked pretty good. Looking for flat surfaces is all. Back side of that looks pretty good. This front side, because you use a little dressing. I don't think I'm going to be able to get in there, but that should be fine. And this is just one big flat piece. I'm just going to dress this whole thing. You can see where the nail board is taking the high spots down there. Like I said, that's all you're looking for, is for those high spots to be taken down. If you're taking material off the whole thing, you've gone too far. I believe that is it. this too real quick. All right, inserts. Looks like this piece gets 3 of them. One here, and one here. It says, know your target and beyond. Before heating your iron, check that you will not contact or unintentionally melt surrounding plastic. A couple of these are just a little bit tricky. Another tip here says, getting a good bond. The heat set insert in the shuttle. We're not doing the shuttle quite yet. We'll do that one in a minute. You can see how this is super close to this part here. I'm going to try and not catch that part. One stuck and pulled it out a bit. Just press that back down in there. Go. And you can see we are right at the surface with them. Then we need the shuttle. Got here. It's one right in the very end of it. It says the heat set insert in the shuttle will be in constant tension when assembly is complete. It's important to get a good bond between the insert and the plastic for this part. Go. Go. Focus. There you go. And then this says printed standoffs. I believe this EB, the can board here, yeah, comes with some standoffs. So thankfully we don't have to use the printed ones because they are fiddly. Now we get some heat set inserts in this guy. Like 3 of them. One up here. One down in this corner. Down here. I believe this is the one that's easy to melt with the surrounding plastic. Just be careful. Do your best to not do that. And needs to go just a little bit more. Still too high. There we go. And then we get 2 more in the bottom. There and one there. Go. And then we need an M2 screw, M2 flathead, or pan head. Do I have any of those in this kit? Does not look like it. Is there one in here? Also does not look like it. So where is this pan head gonna come from? Interesting. Definitely not in here. I don't see it in this hardware kit either. Drew, you'll have to let me know if I misplaced mine or if that screw was not included. See if I have one otherwise. The shop is a mess right now. I've got too many projects going on. Got an M3x6. Probably not going to cut it though. Found an M3x6. Does not appear that I have an M2x6 flathead. Oh, holy moly. I don't know why I have these 3 screws in a little bag, but that is exactly what I need. So Drew, if you watch this, let me know if you have this screw. I can include one in your printed parts if you do not. Looks like this goes up into there. It'll focus. That little hole right there. This will be used to adjust the meshing of the BMG gears at a later step. Threading it all the way in this step will make it easier to access later on. Alright, there we go. It is all the way in. That just threads into plastic. Now we are looking for the parts. Alright, and this says lubrication film is required to ensure smooth operation and longevity. I'm just going to use a little bit of super lube here. I've actually got a Q-tip here I think I'm going to use. You don't need a ton, just a teeniest little bit. Put some on this shaft. Just the thinnest coating. And pick up a bearing. This the other side here. Pick up a bearing. And we're going to put a little bit on the bearings as well. And then this gear, they got a shaft with 2 bearings on it. And this is just going to slide on top of all of that. This is going to get captured and be part of your extruder. Oh, that is actually the next step. So this says we have to install a screw into this hole to add strength, an M2x10 self-tapper. right into this hole in this piece here. It says that is going to provide extra strength. Alright, and then we need to check the orientation. So according to the manual, the piece gets laid like this. And then this is going to sit in there, something like that. Snap it in, and this should spin and float. And self-center once we get filament in. Oh, it floats. Alright, now it looks like I did not print this jig. I know I had it printed at one time. So this is asking us to measure the distance from the end of this shaft to the gear. And we're looking for 3 millimeter. Zero this. And we are just under 3 millimeter. Which we are good. Now we need to check our bearing fit. So there's 2 bearings in this kit here. Two of these guys. And we want to make sure that they are a slip fit on this, just like that. That is perfect. Just slide on the shaft. That one's good, and that one's good. If you have to press on them, the bearings will break. We saw that when I built the Trooper over here. We had issues with that. Alright, so in this piece, we get a bearing here. For something flat to push down with on this, and I don't see anything. There we go. That bearing goes in that hole. And then we need an M3 nut in this hole. It says it is critical that this nut not come out, and it does fall right out. So it wants just a dab of super glue. We can certainly do that. And that is all you need, is the tiniest little bit. Hopefully I did that without getting super glue everywhere. All right. Now we need the other teeny little bearing in this center bore here. And I think I'm going to use the end of an Allen for this. The end of a ball end. Yeah, it should work nicely. The ball end fits right in there. We're just going to use that to push that bearing in. Maybe. There we go. Bearing installed. So the shuttle goes in next. It's going to slide right in here. If you look at the shuttle, there's a lip on one side of it. The lip is going to face the back of the StealthBurner. This is the front. The lip is going to face towards the back. That little notch is going to be towards the top. Then the guidler goes in. Look, it goes like this. And then the latch goes up here and is going to fit into the shuttle. Then the mid body, which is this guy. And it looks like it goes with the collet here towards the front of the StealthBurner. Something like that. Then we need 3 3x25s. One, 2, 3. It says the lower one, the one I'm working on right now, acts as a hinge pin for the guidler arm. Be sure not to over tighten it and check that the guidler can still move smoothly. They run those other 2 in and then we will check that. And looks like we're good there. Moves smoothly, floats around. Actually, that got reasonably tight too, so that's good. And then it looks like we have securing the bottom here, 2 M3x10s. These guys, I think I'm going to need a ball end for. Guys in the bottom there. Got him. All right. Now it didn't have us attach the shuttle to the guidler, right? Not doing that yet? Looks like we're not doing that yet. Is that coming up? Oh, that's way on the end. Way at the end we do that. So we have this guy. Wants us to check the orientation and says the drive gear is mounted opposite of how it normally is. We need to turn this around. And don't tighten the grub screw yet. Okay, grub screw is not tight. Just on there enough to be captured. This is the orientation it's asking for. So this is going to drop into here, looks like. Get that guidler out the way. Go. Took just a little bit to get it through the opening there, but then once we did, she's in place. Now the back plate goes on, and it goes on in this orientation. So with the flat side towards the back of the StealthBurner, this cutout should fit in here. Something like that. And then at the top we get an M3 by 6. And on the side over here, if I can get one out, we get another M3 by 6. And then in this one down here, it gets an M3 by 10. Now we're going to check that this gear doesn't rub on anything. She is spinning very nicely. Two should be generally centered in its available space. Sure, the guidler is open. Guidler is open. Now we need to align the gear, and we do that with a piece of filament. So take any old piece of filament, Make sure it doesn't have a melted blob on the end like this one does. It'll focus. Yeah, you don't want that melted blob, so we're gonna cut that off. And the reason we left that pulley loose is because now, oh, this is gonna be really hard to show you guys. I don't think you're going to be able to see down in there, but on this camera. So basically what we're doing is using this piece of filament to align the gears. And we're going to tighten that grub screw down. That is beautiful. Looks like it came with an extra grub screw in case you lose yours, because there's only one spot for a grub screw on that gear. So we got our knob and the spring. Then we have this little nylon washer, and that's going to thread through the guidler into the shuttle. And that's going to be how you adjust your spring tension. If I can get it in there, holy moly. Oh, why won't you move? I didn't check that one. Might have to loosen this up. Just gonna pop this back plate off of here quick. Loosen that screw so I can turn that. Lost my little nylon. There we go. Now we got the shuttle. If I pull this, the whole shuttle should move. does get in there pulling out. Actually gonna sand this guy just a little bit. It looks like this corner's catching. And I left a little booger on there I'm gonna have to trim. Little booger. There we go. Together. It's not moving very freely. Hopefully it'll wear in. Not gonna torque these guys too much because the guy's gonna have to wear in a little bit. Ooh. Filament broke. Must have been sitting on the bench too long. Yeah, we're gonna feed it through though. Let's put these screws back in. The extruder portion of this should be just about complete. Gotta put some fans in it, and the stepper motor, and the hot end, and the can board. And this is just showing you that you want to make sure that the latch catches the shuttle inside of here. That guidler is all the way in when this is closed. This should pull the guidler in the rest of the way. All right. That little screw that we put in, that flathead, is this anti-squish thingamajig that it is talking about. I have no idea how you're supposed to adjust that, and I don't print flexibles, and I believe that's all that it's for. Well, I'm not going to do anything with that. But now we're going to check for teeth marks on our filament. Run the filament through. Look for teeth marks on it. There are not any. I'm going to do a little bit more tension. Look for teeth marks. And I have the lightest of teeth marks there. Know if they're even going to show up on camera. Can you hear that? They are just barely there, so we're going to call that good. Now, I'm going to go for some fans. Small fans, not big fans. And I don't believe this kit came with sequin LEDs. Let me go to Formbot's website real quick and see. Where motion, vibration management, electronics, motherboard, driver, and stepper, axial fan, blower fan, quickie probe, power cable, axial power supply, silicone heater, hot end, VHB tape, and solid state reel. I do not see LEDs. So no LEDs. This would be where LEDs go. They go in this area right here. Slide them in and they go right in there. So according to the documentation, we have the tool head oriented thusly. And then we need the outlet on the bottom. Pink. And this should go all the way to the front. There we go. If you look in there, it is all the way at the front. not go in any further. This is a little bit per out of here, but reasonably flush. We are tight to the outside, and the fan is centered in the hole here. Can't really show it a little bit better. Now we do the axial fan. And then we want the wires coming out towards this side here. I'm going to install the fan like this. It'll look like that. The wires coming out towards the side. We haven't put a blower fan in yet. And then the wire is going to go, there's a channel in the top there. Channel. Wire is going to go. In there. And again, we want the inlet towards the outside and the fan duct pointing towards the bottom. Except this time we have to be careful not to pinch any wires. So the wire for this one is going to go kind of the same. We're going to start it in the same path as the part cooling fan, or the hot end fan. And actually, I'm going to label these real quick. Okay, this one here is the hot end fan, a Sharpie. Is this one? Yep. I'm just going to put an H on here. I'll put a P on these. Just so I know, because they all look the same once they're installed. Make sure we're all the way seated. Look like we're centered in there. Air centered there. Air centered there. All right. Looking good. We almost have a tool head. Yep, showing us that fan. Now the stepper. So this is showing the wires facing up. We need an M3 by 10 in this side. Doesn't seem like an M3 by 10. That seems like an M3 by 12. Let's see, How long are you? That certainly is an M3 by 12. Alright, well that's not gonna work. Maybe it will work, because we're going to be installing standoffs. I think we're going to want it a little long. We'll try it. Very loose. We got to set our gear mesh. Open this guy up and get that knob out of the way. We're not going to tighten these yet. We're going to leave them loose. Run them in, but leave them loose. We want it to float around a little bit. All right, so the second screw that we installed, the one by the knob here, see how the screw moves in the hole? That's so that we can set the backlash. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna tighten up the, not tighten, but snug the other one so that it'll hold position a little bit better. So I can just kind of wiggle the motor a little bit. And then we're gonna rock this gear back and forth. And adjust, see how we can move it a lot right there? We're gonna move this motor until not, see right there, I can't move it. You don't want that. You want just the tiniest little bit of backlash. Right there, I can just a little bit. Tighten that down. And check it. Feels pretty good. Hopefully the screws aren't too long for those standoffs. Find out in a second here. No, this is talking about just what I explained. You're welcome to read through that if you wish, but I just gave you the gist of it. It wants us to recheck our filament, make sure that it's still feeding properly. which it is. Oh, hey, Drew. I didn't even see you there. Make sure you start this one from the beginning. I am just about done with the tool head here. I've got the extruder all built. I got the fans in. We're gonna do the hot end and install the tool head board, and then I'm gonna go through some of the mistakes I made in the printing on the printer. Alright, so now we need our hot end. So this is going to hold our hot end, and then we're going to bolt it in. I'm doing good, Drew. How are you? Good. Good. All right, let me get my chair back because we're into the fiddly bits. Oh, nozzle size shenanigans. Not tonight. I don't have a ton of time. I have a printer that I need to disassemble after this, but I wanted to get this video done first. So next time, when we're maybe when we start the wiring, I'll tell you about my nozzle size shenanigans. So not tonight. Sorry. All right, so I think we have to venture out of this for a moment and dive into this guy. Okay. So this is the hot end we're going with here. We need to take this top adapter off because that's no worky. So it looks like I need an Allen. The little guy. Did Paige get back from Fort Worth yet? There's 2 screws in here that we gotta loosen. See the screw right here? Counts were way low, so no treatments. Oh, that's a bummer. Poor kid. Alright. Believe that one is broke loose. So Drew, if you just tuned in, I believe my kit was missing a screw. If you get a chance, go through your stuff and see if you have some of these guys. Focus. Focus. These are M2 flathead. Yes. They're not button head, they're not socket head. They're tapered with a flat head. Didn't see any. Alright. I will have to include one when I send you parts. I don't know what it does. I've never messed with it. But if you look through the documentation, it specifies an anti-squish thingamajig. And that's what that screw is. It's an anti-squish thingamajig. I don't know how to calibrate it. I don't think I've ever seen anybody calibrate it. But it has to go in. I also didn't see any M3x10s. I was just talking about that when I was putting the screws for the extruder in here. The stepper motor. I used M3x12s because I didn't see any M3x10s. If you do me a favor, will you send me a message on Discord saying that you're missing M3x10s and the M2 flathead, and I will forward a message. Alright, so now that we got this guy off, focus. That's what we have underneath it, and that is the bolt pattern that we're looking for right here. It's going to go something like that. And it looks like we can access everything with this installed, so we're going to do that as well. This did not come with mounting hardware. Just in case you're wondering, the documentation for Mini StealthBurner is inside the V0 manual. They are speccing M3x8s to hold the tool head in. Do that. Thank you for the message. Ooh, he's a little toy. Get them 3x8 socket heads. Will socket heads fit in there? I don't think the socket head's gonna fit either. Oh, we're gonna have to open that up a bit. See if we can get one in there now. Oh, there's a tight hole. May need to kiss that with a drill bit. Let's see what drill size. $332 looks like it's the winner. $332? No. $1364. I don't really want to chuck this up in the drill because I don't want to drill through the thing. Open it up a little bit. Before I spend a bunch more time, let's make sure she fits. No. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the drill, unfortunately. Didn't really want to do that. Turn that clutch and speed way down. Go back to that 3:30 seconds. I don't want to drill any deeper. Not sure why those holes are so small. Oh, I know why. I'm bonehead. They're not M3s. They're M2s. All right, where's my M2s at? Get them 2x8s. So don't drill that, Drew. I think this is what these M2.5s are for, maybe? Well, of course I just dropped them. Oh, hey, Chloe. Where did all those screws go, Chloe? Well, that's going to be an odd size to replace if I need to. There's one. Hey, Chloe. I do not believe it came with a hardened nozzle. Just because it's silver doesn't mean it's hard. Hey, Chloe. Hey, get out of there. Where are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Sit down. There you go. That's a good girl. You want Chloe cam real quick? Chloe cam. Hey, sweetie. Hey, say hi, Drew. Hey, Drew. Yeah, let's move you over a little bit. There you go. Chloe cam. Yeah, there you go. Take a load off. Take a load off. Let's change this. Can I change that? There we go. Chloe cam. There she is. All right, so the bag that was labeled M2.5 by 6 is what these are. Now, I hope I don't need too many of them because I think most of them ended up on my garage floor here. And you do not need to drill that out, so don't drill that out. All right, and this is going to go in like this, I believe. What are you doing? What are you doing, sweetie? I demand the attention. I demand the attention. It's like your bedtime, isn't it? 10:30? Huh? You eat your dinner? Yeah, no, that's backwards. This is going to go in this. So if you look at this, there is a little, nope, stay there, Chloe. There's a little lip right here, and this has an angle cut in it to match that lip. Sorry. Trying to build a thing for Drew. No, you want the attention, but I'm busy. And I believe her bedtime doesn't apply to the goodest girls. She is the goodest girl. Yeah, and I believe that means that I installed this backwards, maybe? Did I install that backwards? I believe I did. Let me flip that around. So I thought in the picture here, I showed it facing the way that I have it. Sure does. Only shows the Revo in pictures. Let me set this in here, see if that's going to interfere with the clicky the way I have it. Too close for my comfort. I'm going to flip this around. Hey, Grumbles. Can you hear her grumbling? All right, so I have it with that facing to where it says Formbot, and then the triangle part facing the flat side. Man, it's 10:30 already? Holy moly. Not picking it up. Yeah, I've got I got my gates set to try and not pick up printers when they're running. Probably also precludes Chloe from conversation. Alright, it looks like that's how it's going to be. So I've got the sticky outy bit towards the front. But before we install that, need to plop in our heater cartridge and our thermistor. She's such an amazing conversationalist. She really is. Are you saying something to Drew? Are you saying hi to Drew? Hmm? Hmm? You gotta be a sleepy girl, huh? Normally you're sleeping by now. Were you coming to say goodnight? Is that what you were doing? Hmm? All right, so we are gonna roughly center this in there. And I'm not gonna really torque this down yet because I'm not sure what final position is gonna look like. I just kind of want it held in place and then we'll go back after it later. Oh yeah? You don't say. He's like, yeah. And then you put me in the chair. Yeah, well, I didn't want you to get into whatever's on the floor. There's lots of little plastic bits you shouldn't be eating. You can't eat them from the chair, can ya? Plus now Drew gets to see ya. Gets to see his big bro and his little sister. Yeah. Oof, that is tight. Wowzers. Don't like how tight that is, but I don't think you're gonna get around it. Big hot end for this little tool head. Turn this 90 degrees, I think. Maybe not. And I think I'm going to try and push this thing in a little bit further to give me a little bit more clearance on the wires. Let's see what this looks like. Something like that. Hopefully it doesn't block all of the no airflow we have with this Mini StealthBurner. 3 by 35s. Looks like we don't have button heads, we got socket heads for those. It's probably fine. Hey, you. Now, I think I'm going to take a moment before I install the tool head and put this board on. You could totally do this when it's in the printer. You don't have to do it now. Just going to take a minute and do it now. Alright, so these two standoffs are going to go on the ends of the screws for the stepper motor. And since I already set backlash, I'm just going to snug these a tad. And the board will go on. Goes in this orientation. All the connectors hanging out the back. And I'm not going to tighten these screws because probably going to take this whole thing off again when we go to wire it, but wanted to get it mounted. Clean my bench up here. Not gonna need any more heat set inserts right now, so we can unplug that. Get you out of the way. Oh, you laid down. That's a good girl. Worry about either of those right now. All right. Get the printer back up here. Get it back out. I believe these guys are going to come up the side here. But I am not super concerned with that at this exact moment. Just want to get this thing sit in here for dramatic effect. So these two slits in the top here, they take a M3 nut, just slid in. They're not a heat set insert, it's just a nut that slides in. Get this thing set on and I'll take you for a quick tour of the printer. Well, those aren't long enough. All right, 40s it is. Hopefully the 40s aren't too long. Our 35s I grabbed, right? Yep. Oh, she's snoring now. She's got her head on the backrest, snoring. What a weirdo. Oh, that is way too long. How did I go from nowhere near long enough to way too long? Thought she was peeping back there and didn't think she was asleep. Well, she was certainly snoring. And she has definitely slept in weirder positions. Oh yeah, 35s are definitely too short. Means these 40s are it. Oh, you know what? I don't think I put the nuts in. I thought I did that already. Sure. Heard me talking smack? Yeah, probably. That's probably why the 35s were too short. I didn't have nuts in there. All right, let's try those 35s again. You ready to get down? You ready to get down? All right, let's get down. There you go. All right, so mounting for the StealthBurner is those two M3x35s in the front, and there is one in the back. Hey. Hey, see, this is why I put you in the chair. Because you're eating things you shouldn't be eating. Here, let's go inside. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Oh, poor Chloe, I tricked her. She's gonna hate me. Bolts don't work without nuts, just your ears. Exactly. So M3x35s in the front with the nuts, don't forget the nuts. And then there is one that goes through the back. That's showing it right here, and this is an M3x16. We have an M3x16? Yes, there is one left. It is a socket head. That's going to go into the nut that we super glued earlier. There we go. It's starting to look like a printer. Let me bring the other camera back here. Oh, that's not the camera I'm looking for. There we go. And we'll just do a quick tour of the printer because I put some stuff together off stream. So previously, we had an issue with these idlers. The printer comes with tooth pulleys for these, and I didn't realize that. The tooth pulleys work with this R1 gantry. So I had to print different parts. So this is the R1 gantry here. We got that all belted. What else was there? Oh, I have my skirts set on. I don't know if you set yours on there, Drew, or not, but I figured there was no reason not to because we had to tension the closed belts for the Z drives. So that's done. On this front here, there's like paper thin areas here. They got to get cut out for the place for the Z drive mounts to go. Just cut those out with a razor blade. And then we're gonna end up with some sort of weird hybrid gantry because I did not print the rear AB motor mounts for the R1. So this is the regular gantry AB motor mounts, which means we need the Z chain that bolts here. So I have those pieces. I think I put them away, but I printed them. I'll be sending those. You don't have your shirts on yet. Back here is clicky. Clicky bolts to that rear rail. And this holds the PCB. What your PCB is going to look like. And then there is, I'll show you. Yeah, back in here, there's a, right there, there's a magnet that catches that screw. You put it in there. It holds it in place. Tool head comes over. My wires aren't in the way. Comes over. My wires aren't in the way. Get out of the way. And should pick up the clicky. Oh, you didn't see any of that because I was trying to... Wow, this whole videography thing is difficult. Docking the clicky. Have the clicky. Docking the clicky. And it leaves it there. So that'll be how that works. Something like that. Anything else I got to show you, Drew? You got enough to keep you busy for a minute now? Get that tool head on. It wasn't too bad to put together. The clicky is cool. It is cool. It's kind of a pain to set up the macro, so we'll have to play with that once we get software installed. We'll figure it out. Starting to look like a printer though, so that's good. All right, yeah, get that StealthBurner together and probably the bed next. The bed and the... Well, let's see what the manual says to do. Don't listen to me. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Oh, they want us to mount electronics next. Well, alrighty. Electronics are next. Let me grab a picture real quick. I'm going to show it on the screen. and I'm gonna send it to you in Discord. Oh, come on, you're not gonna save it as a picture? Oh, of course not. All right, hang on. One moment, please. Alright, in Discord. You have a picture in Discord. And let me see if I can show this on screen here. Just so we can talk about it for a second. Let me open this here. So many wires. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. It's easy. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. There we go. So this is what we're dealing with. Don't worry about the wires. Down here at the bottom, this is going to be where your power comes in. And then this is going to get wired to the power supply, which is right here. This is going to be your solid state relay for the bed. You're going to have some Wago connectors. That's how we're going to split power. And then the Manta board. And this is, it's pretty tight, but just imagine, it always makes me think of the priest from Casper. Piece of cake, crumb cake. No, this is easy. It won't be that bad. Just think how much more complicated this would be if this wasn't a Manta board and we had to find room for a separate Pi and a 5-volt power supply for the Pi. So at least 2 more components. Oh, and then we'd also have to have a CAN bridge, because if this wasn't a Manta board, it wouldn't be CAN capable. So 3 more components we'd have to find room for under there. All right, well, I think I'm gonna end it here. It is 11 o'clock and I did not get the printer taken apart that I wanted to get taken apart, so I gotta work in the morning. So I'm gonna call it here. You can truck on as far as you wish to go. I'm probably going to, I'm not sure when the next time I'm gonna be able to get a chance to get at this is. I've got a pretty busy week coming up. I'll try to hop in on if I can, but no guarantees. Hopefully I gave you enough to work with, and you can stay busy. But other than that, I will